please introduce yourself and tell us the meaning of your name and or how you got your name. Okay, so my name is Jaszmon. I actually got my name from my mom. My mom named me Jaszmon at birth. She actually wanted to be Jaszmon. I kind of like the jazz a little bit better, just because it's part of the music and part of the music that I grew up with, jazz music. And I guess, people wouldn't really pronounce my name very well growing up. I mean, still till now this day, they're like Jasmine, Jaszmon, like it's Jaszmon. So I kind of always went by Jazz, like in my day-to-day life. Now that I am putting out music, and want to be represented in the musical community, I want to be known by the name that my mom gave me. She gave me this name for a reason, and I'm going to use it. So if you can't really wrap your head around Jaszmon, think of it as a cross between Jasmine and Simone. Jasmine and Simone had a baby. That's me, Jaszmon. Here to bring you some good music, alright? Okay, number 2. What city and state are you representing? I am representing Long Beach, California. Long Beach right here. Strong Beach. Yeah, definitely love the city. Grew up all around the city. Went to all the festivals, and I still live in the city till today. So Long Beach is near and dear to my heart, and I wear that name proudly. Obviously with like Snoop Dogg and Nate Dogg and shoot, all the dogs coming from here, right? So yes, Long Beach, California. How long have you been rapping, and how did you start out? Okay, so I've been performing since before I could talk. My dad used to have one of those big old video cameras that you put on your shoulder, right? And he would just record me and my brother, but I would mostly be like, it's me again. So I've been literally performing ever since then. I was in my first play when I was in kindergarten. And it was a musical. It was like the Christmas musical. I believe I was an angel, and just sang like with the kids or whatever. And then moved on. 6th grade, I was in Wizard of Oz as Dorothy. So I had a couple of solos there, and people really expressed how much they enjoyed my performance, and definitely felt that I had some really great talent. So I, went on to pursue some of the acting and the musicals and everything throughout high school and in college, just a little bit in college. Kind of got out of that, got into something else, but now I'm coming back into the whole musical aspect as my own artist, and singing my own lyrics, my own songs, definitely even down to producing it. I'm just a DIY artist. I performed for the first time about a year and like a month ago. Around this time, yeah, about August of 2017. That was my first time performing by myself, my own original music, with my own original lyrics, beats, everything produced by myself. I was very, very proud, and I just haven't looked back since then. I love performing, I love creating, I love making music, art. Always has been in my blood, so that's where I started. And I'm still going. Number 4. Do you feel you have to work harder than your counterparts, and why? Yes, definitely. Definitely women have to work harder in everything, not just in music, but in pretty much every aspect besides probably being a mom. Like that's your job. Everything else is very hard for women to break into. I feel like, especially me as a queer woman, person of color, it's even a little bit harder to break into. People will look at you funny, will expect different type of things from you, and I don't believe in pleasing anybody but yourself. You can get it if you like I said, just work hard and please yourself and do what you want and need to do. And other people will listen and they will follow. And you don't have to work for anybody, work for yourself. And yeah, I think if we all kind of, especially this website is helping all kind of female artists break into the industry. We can all break ground and make a whole new level and playing field for female MCs, female artists across the field. So, we don't have to feel like we have to sleep with this guy or, whatever with this producer to work with them. It will just be like, yes, you are talented. I want to work with you. And that's how it should be. But, some people don't think like that. Okay. Where do you see yourself 5 years from now? Oh, wow. This is a really good question. I see myself touring. I see myself working in multiple studios like around the world. I really am passionate about traveling and sharing my music. Obviously, that's what every artist wants to do, sharing it in a positive way, sharing it in a loving way, and definitely not shedding a bad light on hip-hop, on queer, female, on female MCs. We don't all shake our ass and stuff like Nicki Minaj, but we do have something to say. And I want to share that with the world. So I definitely see myself sharing that with the world and also giving back to the community, hopefully, building something for an inner city, school here in Long Beach or another city that I'm passionate about. And just giving back to, the youth who is eventually going to run this world. So, we need to teach them young and representing them by giving back is definitely how we will start to teach them how to do the right thing and, move forward and progress and lend out a helping hand whenever you can, even whenever you can't, lend out a helping, an ear or shoulder or, something. We just need more humanity. So I definitely plan on spreading more love, peace, kindness, faithfulness, gentleness, self-control throughout this process. And in 5 years, I definitely see myself having a lot more music released, a lot of more traction, and yes, just spreading the love, y'all. What more can I say? Let's see, number 6. Who did you listen to growing up? Who didn't I listen to growing up is more the question. So both my granddads were jazz men and blues men. So they had all of the jazz albums you could think of, CDs, tapes, cassettes, I guess they had 8 tracks too. But they had everything. They had everything from the deep, deep blues, Miles Davis, Witch's Brew, and all that, Ella Fitzgerald, Louis Armstrong, dating all the way back, 50s, 40s. Some people I can't even think of, Jimmy Smith, So I grew up a lot with that, and, my dad and my mom played that music as well because that's what they played, so they played that music as well. My dad was also in a band. He played the keyboard in like a funk and throwback kind of band. So I learned a lot of funk through him, George Clinton Funkadelics and just, Jamaica funk. A lot of good stuff. I grew up with a lot of beautiful music. My mom, and then we all went to church, so of course gospel music. And that's always going to have a great impact on my life, of course. I'm not with churches right now or whatever, but gospel music is definitely one of those that you feel like you can just like sing out and someone is hearing you, something is hearing you, and that's God. And always put him first, sing to him. And then going back in like growing up in kindergarten through, whatever grade, Lauryn Hill and the Fugees, that whole great out era with, really good hip hop, like the first BEP, Black Eyed Peas album. That was really great. I remember hearing Snoop Dogg, 1, 2, 3, get to the felt. Snoop Doggy Dogg and Dr. Dre is at the door, ready to make an entrance, so back on up. Like, I remember hearing that when I had to be 5. It was like 94, it had to be like 5. 5-year-old me in the back, like, 1, 2, 3. That is forever going to be my jam. I hope to meet Uncle Snoop one day and tell him that story. That's another place to see myself in 5 years, hanging out with Snoop. So, just listened to all that stuff. And then went to my cousin's house, and they played everything. And then also I remember going to my grandmother's house, and my aunt lived there as well. And so she would watch us kids. All of us kids were around the same age. So she would watch us all. And she would play like Aretha Franklin and Anita Baker. I just remember her singing, "Sweet love, don't you ever feel the way I feel no shame, I'm in love." Oh, wow. Yeah. So all of those musics have influenced my life and impacted my life in such a way. I learned. Sorry, I get interrupted. So yes, I always remember hearing those songs and just having such a feeling inside, and I didn't even know, what love was. Nothing like that. None of those feelings back then, but it was just a warm feeling, and I love that feeling that music makes you get, you can be sad, you can be going through a breakup, you can be falling in love, you can already be so in love, and you can be loving yourself, there's just so many different variations on music, and that's why I'm in love with it myself. I'm in love with music, so I definitely loved music growing up, and I still love music. Just have to kind of seek it out a little bit more. But don't worry, I'm here just telling you to listen. Okay, number 7. Who would you like to do a song with, and why? All right. Right now, I would love to do a song with Kehlani. I believe that she is an amazing talent, a beautiful spirit. She's young. She's doing exactly what she wants, and she got it exactly on her own means. I really look up to her and admire her for that, and I also admire her for coming out, because she kind of, now that she dropped off, but she pretty much had it all before, kind of coming out publicly that she was queer. And I really admire her for that, because a lot of artists wouldn't, a lot of people are probably still closeted, and I don't want to be one of those artists that can't say my favorite pronoun, or, write about a love song about a woman and then have to change it up because it was gay, or it was too gay, or something like that. So I really respect that. It took her a minute, but it's okay, sis. I love you, and I would love to work with her. I think that we would really bounce off really well with each other, and probably hopefully be cool friends. Okay, number 8. What is your advice to up-and-coming musicians in the game? Well, considering I'm an up-and-coming musician myself, all I have right now is to make the music that you love. Make the music that you love. Make the music that you want to listen to. And for me, it's making music that'll hopefully make an impact in someone's life in a positive way. I'm not making music with, I'm talking about smoking a little weed here and there, you know what I'm saying? But I'm not making music that's like gonna be detrimental to someone's life if they're like, yeah, I should do that. I should do that. Yeah, I can do that. Like, so I really think it's important to stay true to yourself as well. And I've been true to myself through this whole year, pretty much, and it's not gonna stop now. So that would be my advice. Let me just get some more light in here. Okay. What did you rest? Okay. It's always been said that you must pay your dues in the game. Sometimes that means by sexual favors. Do you believe that a woman should fall to to that trap or stand up and say no, and why? Okay. I have mixed feelings about this question, just because sometimes it is falling into a trap, and sometimes the guy just want sex, and then yeah, maybe he'll hook you up with somebody, and then sometimes I feel like maybe sparks could happen, and sparks could fly, with a certain producer, with a certain manager, with someone that's gonna get you a leg up in the game. Now, do I think it's okay to do sexual favors? Well, especially to men, no, because, like I said, I'm queer, and I mostly date women, so I wouldn't want to do anything sexual for a favor, for a leg up in the game, and then I think that just comes down to, like what I said in the last question, just staying true to yourself, staying true to your music, making the music that you love, because yeah, you might suck this guy's dick or whatever for a song, and yeah, it'll be on the radio and everything like that, but is it your song? Is it what you want to be saying? Is it how you want to be portrayed into the world as a female MC? We're trying to build the game up, all of us, so we can all be on the same level. So I don't think that it's the greatest idea to do that, but if you do fall in love with somebody, make them wait. Okay, yeah, let's work together, like, go on cute little dates and shit. Like, why do you have to do any kind of sexual favors? If you want to help me, if we're vibing like that, then you should be able to help me without me, having to have sex with you. Okay, tell us about your upcoming projects, videos, music ventures, and shows. Okay, well, I just released my first EP. It is called Uprise. I have t-shirts as well, and these cool little pins. It says Uprise, and and then this one has a fist, and it does have some social justice songs on there, some conscious songs about uprising, and just about talking about what's going on in the world right now. A Black Lives Matter song called #Another One, and I wrote this one for Trayvon Martin. So that one's really very important to me, that first verse, and then I kind of tacked on to the next verse a little bit later. I'm sorry. I wrote NWO, New World Order, for Trayvon Martin. Not #Another One, but #Another One is also about Trayvon Martin, and just like every black life that has been slain by the police, that is essentially a hashtag, on our Instagrams and our Facebooks and stuff like that. #Sandra Bland, and Freddie Brown. There's so many, that we have continuously had to memorialize through hashtags, and it's not right. These people are not getting justice. They're not being able to rest in peace, and if we can just... Oh, shoot. Still recording. My screen went blank. If we can get justice, if we can all come together as a community, as a people, as a human race, not even just brown people. But if you are with it, if you are against this oppression, if you're against this BS of slaying innocent people just because of the color of their skin, if you are against all of that, then you too need to uprise, and we can all do it together. We can all do it together, baby. Just uprise and peace and harmony. Add that to your life. Recipe for love. I have I do maybe a show once a month or once every couple of months, usually around the Long Beach area. I do have a show on September 19th. Not sure when this is going to be up on the website, but September 19th, 2018, I have a show at Que Sera in Long Beach. It's off of Cherry and 7th. I think the cover's like $3 or $4. It's called Moon Rising. It's a female artist night, mostly females of color, but definitely a female artist night, and it's really great. It's good vibes. People come and they definitely listen to you and vibe out with your music and everything. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. Also, I have the EP already out. That's available on iTunes and Spotify and all your other streaming sources for music. It's not on. I'll put it on SoundCloud. It's gonna be on SoundCloud, and it's on SoundCloud, and so that's going up. And pretty soon, I have my new single coming out. It's a little bit lighter than the EP, and it's gonna kind of lead me into the next project, which is being currently worked on, and just kind of always being worked on. Since the EP came out. So I'm pretty excited about that. Look out for the next project. I don't know what it's going to be called yet, but it's definitely going to be a little less political, definitely more personal, and a little bit of ranting even. So call it my Drake album. I get in my feelings on it, okay? We all got to be in our feelings every once in a while. So yes, so that's my upcoming things. Thank you so much. My name is Jaszmon. That's Jaszmon. Jaszmon. Yes, Jaszmon. And on Instagram, it's Jaszmon_music. And you can reach me there if you like to. Book me for your next event. You can reach me there. I'm in Long Beach, California. Jaszmon music.